Yo, what's up, everyone? It's your favorite King NG. You know what time it is? It's the Kyngs Talk podcast. How are you doing? Hope you enjoyed your weekend. I just want to just say hi to you guys and talk about a few things I observed. A lot of people are struggling every day, and I observed some things inside Lagos. Our police force, they are using this as advantage. I wasn't aware there was SARS. I wasn't aware SARS is back. I went to Ojo as of last week, and I noticed those guys are actually disturbing. They're actually a pain to the neck of Nigeria youths over there. And you guys might not know, a lot of people might not know because in this place where I am, there's nothing like SARS over here. So I wasn't aware till I have to go out. A friend of my brother was a victim of such, and it was so painful that even when there was a military personnel with them trying to let them know that these persons, they are just coming from an occasion, these SARS officers, because it was night, they actually have to threaten the military personnel with uniform that they are going to shoot him down. And I was like, what is going on here? Is it that there's power that is bigger than this military uniform or what? Now, all they want is they just want to take these guys to their station and just take money, extort money from them. Now, it's not like they found any exhibit on them. They did not, but they were just interested in taking these two guys because they were young guys and they were driving their car. Their papers were complete and everything. But because they were young guys and it was midnight, let me say towards 10, 11, there was a military personnel with them with a uniform. So this guy was saying, why are you, what do you want? What do you want? You're just going front and back and stuff like that. These guys, they made a scene in front of that bus stop. And this bus stop was a very crowded bus stop. They made a scene. I was there, I experienced this myself. They made a scene and they were like, if the soldiers, if this guy should come close to them, they will shoot him down, they will just kill and they will all waste life. I was like, oh, more. I saw a celebrity I saw a celebrity post recently. I think that was some days ago. It was talking about how police officers always stopping, like in a day, he was stopped like up to 4 times or 5 times just because he was driving Benz. I just want to make a point of correction here. It's not just because you are driving Benz. Despite the fact that you have a car or not, as long as you are looking good as a Nigerian youth, I think they are entitled to stop you. Our Nigeria police force, they are just entitled to stop you. Now, when you are driving Benz, you have a higher probability that you are going to be stopped more than those that are just using bike or a random car. But whether you are using Spider, Lexus, Benz, BMW, any made of car, any kind of car, as long as you are a Nigerian youth, you are young, you are doing well for yourself, either illegally or legally, these guys are entitled to stop you. Now, I'm not saying they should not do their job. They should do their job, but it's wrong when you stop someone for a stop and search. You are supposed to search for exhibits and stuffs like that, drugs and any other thing. But when you can't find that, you let this person go. You don't look for other means to try to extort or oppress them. It's wrong. What happened that night after the whole scene, we could not save them. Even when we brought one other military person, these guys were ready to shoot at that scene. Everybody, the place was crowded. It was a marketplace, and they left. So the next morning we tried to look for a way to actually save these people, to go and rescue them. But before we got there, what these officers did, they made sure they beat up these guys, opened their phone, which is wrong. I think it has been stated out there that no Nigeria police have access to your phone because they were in the station, in the office. They beat them up and had access to their phone and threatened them to take them to court just because they want one. And they billed them, they asked them to pay 500,000 naira, which these guys were able to bring out 350,000. Now, before we got there, it was already too late. They've paid 350,000. So when we got there, it was late. So we have to use other means to make sure we we use, since we are going there with some personnel. I've actually called some officers to call them. We're doing there with soldiers, some other senior officers has called them. Oh, it was already too late, and no money that there's no amount of money you've paid to the police officer that they're going to reform. Once it's in their custody, it's in their custody. But we finally brought them out. And I just want to say you guys should be careful out there. As a Nigeria youth, as a youth that is doing well for yourself, be careful, because in your house you might be safe, in your street you might be safe, but when you go out there, I think outside is where they have more powers to actually get to you, is where they have the advantage. So you have to be careful, you have to guide yourself, you have to know how you move, where you move to, and what time you taking those moves, because during the day they might not really oppress you much, but in the night I don't think anybody is there to save you, and you just end up spending unnecessary money. What about if you don't have money to spend? So you guys should be careful out there. Aside that, every other thing was fun, and I just said I should pass this message out so you guys should know SARS is back, and I think it's just a matter of time. These guys will actually um, get to other places, other locations where they are not available now, because you know how SARS started years ago. So now that they're moving around freely in those Ojo axes, Agbara, Okokomaiko, Maitu, and stuff like that. They're actually patrolling those areas. Before you know, they get to Ikorodu. I don't know if they're even in Ikorodu now, but I've no experience them. They get to Island, Aja, and before you know, they've taken over the whole Nigeria, Enugu, Bayelsa, Delta State, and it's going to be hell for us again. So we should be careful. And I think if the government is aware of this, they should still give them restriction. Doing your job, you have to do it the right way, not extorting money from people, not beating them up and threatening them with a lot of things, setting them up, because what they did, I heard when I got to the station was funny. So please, I don't want to. It's not everything I'm going to say here. Okay, once again, I am your favorite King Games. So I have some guests that will be coming up on my next podcast. And for a while I've not dropped anything, so I'll be bringing up one or two guests in the next podcast. And you guys should just stay tuned till you meet me again. I'll be your favorite King MJ. Love you guys.